Also gather in Over-the-Rhine for an elaborate wedding ceremony for two gay men. The state of Ohio will not recognize their marriage, but the couple is hoping to change that. Local 12's Angenette Levy joins us now with more on the ceremony and the couple's hopes for the future. Angenette.
Well, Curtis, this was the fourth wedding-related event that was held at Washington Park. The park's operators are hoping to market it as a type of wedding destination for couples. This couple, though, is hoping they can be a part of changing attitudes about same-sex marriage in the state of Ohio.
It's not every day you see two men riding horses in Washington Park, but this Saturday it's how Messer and Jimmy Musuraca chose to make their entrance for their wedding ceremony at the park. They were surrounded by friends and family dressed in saris for the Indian-themed event.
We live right here, and it really is one of the most incredible examples of the rebirth that Cincinnati's seeing, and happens to be in our front yard, so we can't think of a better place that we'd rather kick off today.
This is one of the first weddings the park has hosted since it's undergone a multi-million-dollar renovation. 3CDC, the organization that operates the park, hopes it will be one of the first of many.
We'd love to have more weddings here. The space, it's 8 acres, so there's different spaces that you can look at. You can get creative, the gazebo in the middle or the civic lawn.
No one would accuse Messer and Jimmy Musuraca of a lack of creativity in this elaborate ceremony that took up much of the park.
We have come together to wed Messer, son of Gerald and Joyce Messer, to Jimmy Musuraca.
Messer and Musuraca were married legally in New York on September 21st. They're hopeful the state of Ohio, which has a ban on same-sex marriage, will one day treat them as a legally married couple. The couple's hopes bolstered by a U.S. Supreme Court decision that struck down part of the Defense of Marriage Act.
The federal government recognizes this. It's really about just being treated as an equal in the state where we live.
Obviously, we love each other. We have a son, and being able to get married in this state would be a wonderful thing. We had to go to New York, but someday it will be legal here, and obviously we hope it's sooner rather than later.
Now, while the U.S. Supreme Court did strike down part of DOMA, the court decision left those state bans on same-sex marriage in place. Obviously, this couple is hoping down the road all states will someday allow same-sex marriages. Curtis?
All right, Angenette, thank you. Ohio voters approved a constitutional amendment banning same-sex marriage in 2004. Groups including Freedom to Marry Ohio are collecting signatures to place a constitutional amendment on the ballot to repeal part of that ban. It would allow same-sex couples to marry, but allow religious institutions to determine which marriages they recognize.